Hey, what's up everyone? This is Music Tech Help Guy, and today we're checking out the Antelope Audio ZEN QUADRO Synergy Core USB-C audio interface. In the past, I've reviewed two other Antelope audio interfaces, the ZEN Go and the ZEN Q. The ZEN QUADRO is sort of a step up from the ZEN Q, but it's sort of a tier down from the ZEN Tour. Overall, it's a great option if you're trying to just make single track or multi-track recordings in your home studio, or if you're a recording enthusiast, or if you have a band, or maybe you're an artist or producer. It's a great option, sort of like a mid-tier option for those applications. It goes for $5.99 US, so it's certainly not like a pro level product, but it's certainly not a budget level product either. With the ZEN QUADRO, Antelope has taken their flagship converters from their Galaxy interfaces and incorporated that into the ZEN QUADRO. They've essentially created their own version, their own flavor of the Galaxy converters and put that into the ZEN QUADRO. And it has a fairly small form factor, and it's also bus powered, so no need to have an extra power cable. You get 75 dB of gain with the mic preamps, so you can power your softest dynamic or ribbon mics with this thing without having to use a cloud lifter. Now, in addition to being great for home studios and home recording enthusiasts, it's also great for streaming, podcasting, and content creators, because it has a feature where you can connect your phone or tablet, whether it be an iPhone, an iPad, or even an Android device, over USB to one of its USB ports, and you can sort of stream that audio up to your device, as I'll demonstrate later on in this video. This is possible because it has dual USB-C ports, so you can actually connect two devices to the ZEN QUADRO at once. In this video, I'll demonstrate connecting my Mac Studio along with my iPhone 15 at the same time. And lastly, it has onboard DSP with 37 included effects, including preamps, EQs, and compressors, and others. So let's jump right into this. Okay, so I actually have already opened the box of the ZEN QUADRO, so this is not a true unboxing, but there's not much in there in the first place. So let's open this up and see what the I/O and controls are like. There's a welcome card, and we have the unit itself. So unlike the ZEN Q and some of the other ZEN products, it doesn't have this like sloped front interface. It's just flat, so it's just a big rectangular box. And it looks like on the front, we have two inputs. These are dual microphone and 1/4-inch instrument inputs. We have two independent headphone outputs. Now, the front of this unit is going to be very similar to the ZEN Q and other ZEN Tour and other ZEN products. We've got a gain selection, headphone monitor selection, and then an extra button, along with a big knob that also has a button built into it. We'll go through this, and we'll go through the display screen when we actually power up the unit. But let's take a look at the back. So this is a bus-powered unit, so you do not need external power unless you are using it with like a phone or maybe a tablet. If the phone or tablet can't supply enough power to power the ZEN QUADRO, what you'll then do is you'll use one of the USB ports to connect your device and one of the USB ports to connect power. So on the back, we have inputs 3 and 4. These are also dual microphone XLR 1/4-inch jacks. We have our main monitors. We have a line output. So this is really cool because if you use your main monitor for your speakers, but then you have a piece of hardware or two or a signal chain that you use for mixing or for mastering, you can connect that to the line output and the line inputs. So that's really cool. You have SPDIF in and out. And then the dual USB-C ports allow you to connect two different devices and record both of them at the same time. You can also completely omit a laptop or desktop computer and run it just with your mobile device. I was actually able to power the ZEN QUADRO with just my iPhone alone with no other power supply. But if your device can't power the unit, you can alternatively use one of the ports just for power. So this is a really awesome feature for content creation or, making videos on the go without the need to lug around your computer. Now, one of the sort of blink and you might miss it features is the ADAT in here. on the side of the unit. So this will allow you to connect an additional optical ADAT device to the ZEN Quadro, like an external preamp. There is no ADAT out on this unit. So if you're looking for ADAT in and out, you'll have to move up to the next product in the line that has that. Also in the box is a USB-C cable. It's like sort of like a braided, pretty nice cable. And then, yes, thank you for including a USB-C to USB-A adapter in the box. I almost missed this the first time I opened up the box, so make sure you grab that if you are going to toss your box. So that's just the USB cable. So at this point, let's get the software installed for the ZEN Quadro and check out the rest of its features. Okay, so let's dive into some of the software and hardware features of the ZEN Quadro. I'm using this right now with my iPhone 15 hooked up to the second USB port. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm connecting the first USB port to my Mac Studio, and then I'm connecting the iPhone 15 over USB to the second USB port, and I'm able to stream the audio from this mic with all of its effects up to the camera. So this is a great option for streamers, content creators, podcasters, because it sort of cuts out the middleman. Like what I normally do is I record my video with my iPhone 15, I record my audio separately into Logic, and then what I do is I sync the audio and video up later in post. This sort of takes out that middleman because it's streaming the audio directly up to my phone, and you don't have to have your computer connected as long as you have power. You just have to connect that second or first really USB port to 5 volts of power, and you can actually run it as a standalone audio interface for your phone or tablet without a DAW, without a computer. So that's really cool. It is a little difficult and a little confusing to set up, so let me show you how to set that up right now. After you plug in your phone or tablet, check the upper right corner of the main screen here on the ZEN Quadro itself, and this red sample rate that you're seeing is the operating sample rate of your device. So for my iPhone, it was 44.1, so you want to make sure that in the control panel, the sample rate is set to 44.1 or whatever your device is operating at. And then in your DAW, if you're using a DAW, you're going to go into your settings and make sure that the sample rate is the same for the DAW as well. Otherwise, you're going to end up with audio that is not pitched correctly, recorded at the wrong sample rate, et cetera, et cetera. Let's go through the software controls real quick. So you can see your 4 channels here, your 4 preamps. For channels 1 and 2, these are the ones that are on the front of the unit. These can be mic level, line level, or high Z instrument level. And for inputs 3 and 4, these can be mic level or line level. So you could have 4 mics, you could have 4 lines, you could have 2 instruments and 2 lines, or 2 instruments and 2 mics. You just can't have instrument level inputs on channels 3 and 4. For each channel, you can adjust the gain here. You can add phantom power here, but when you click on it, the phantom power button doesn't just automatically turn on. You have to hold command and click on it. So it's sort of a lockout to make sure you don't accidentally add in phantom power. You've got a phase flip, and then if you're using one of Antelope's modeling microphones, you can actually set up your modeling mic here, and you can choose what model you want to use. So I don't have one of those, so I'm just going to close that out. Now, on each of the channels, you'll see their preamp levels down here. If you're using it the way I am to stream up to my iPhone, you want to make sure that you adjust the volume level for each input that you want to send over to the phone. So in this case, I want to make sure that I have my fader pulled up here. Otherwise, you're not going to hear anything. If you're doing like a podcast and you have 2 or 3 microphones in the room, you're going to want to do the same thing. Pull up those volume levels on those channels for each speaker so that they're being captured by the phone or the tablet or whatever device it is. As far as effects are concerned, this comes with 37 DSP effects, and these are really great input effects. What you do is you click here, and then this will bring up your AFX panel. And in the AFX panel, you can add a new effect. So I could choose a mic preamp here if I wanted to. So I've got a 1073 style mic preamp. Maybe I want an EQ. I can go down to vintage EQs. Here's a 1048 EQ. And if I wanted to add a compressor, I could do the same thing. Go down to vintage compressors, and we've got an Opto 2A. So we've got an LA2A style compressor. I'm not going to add these effects in right now because I'm not monitoring anything, so I have no clue what they sound like at this point, but I will do some audio and musical examples later where I try out a few different channel strip settings. But these allow you to record these effects in real time. You can't use them in post unless you were to, like, take the line out to the line input and use them that way. But these are meant to be input processing effects used for recording. And these are great effects. They're really great modeled effects. Now, one of my only gripes here with the AFX panel is there's like no scroll bar here, and you can't expand the size of the window. In order to view your other effects, you just have to click on them over here, and you'll see it scrolls through them. But I would really like to see an expandable, resizable AFX window, because it's not uncommon for me to have 3 or 4 effects on input, especially when I'm doing vocals or I'm doing voiceover. So that's just one little feature I'd like to see. And you can even save your own custom channel strip settings as well. So if there's a particular setting you like to use for your voice or for a particular instrument, you can set that up and save it and then recall it at any time. Now, in the software, you have monitor control here and headphone control, but these sorts of things are probably done better on the unit itself. So let's go through some of the controls on the hardware. So first and foremost, when you turn the main big knob here, this is going to be your monitor/headphone control, also your line output control. So when you move this, you'll see right now I have headphone 1 selected, but you can change that by pressing the HP monitor button. So there's headphone 2 volume, there's line out 3 and 4 volume, and then monitor output volume. So this is going to be your main speaker level. This will be headphone 1. This will be headphone 2. So independent volume control over the 2 headphone outputs. That's nice. And then independent line output if you're sending audio out to another device or maybe using some outboard hardware. To get back, just press the Antelope button and it takes you back to the main inputs screen. And here you can see the levels of your 4 main inputs. You can see your SPDIF level, and you can also see your monitor output level. Another thing you can do is if you want to mute a certain output, you can just select it here and then tap the big knob, and that will mute that source. So now I've muted the line output. Press again to bring it back in. The same thing goes for headphones and monitor levels. You just tap once to mute that device. Now, another thing you can do is you can adjust the gain of your inputs from the hardware. So if you click the gain button, you can see there's the mic preamp 4. Click again, mic preamp 1. Click again, mic preamp 2. Pull up the gain with the big knob. And if you want to add phantom power, press and hold the big knob to turn on phantom power, and then press and hold again for a few seconds to turn off your phantom power. Now, I don't believe that you can change the line input or instrument type input here on the hardware itself. I think that has to be done within the software. I haven't figured out a way to do that on the hardware. So if I'm wrong about that, someone please let me know in the comments below. Okay, so those are all the hardware and software controls. Let's do some musical examples. And what I'm going to do is record voice for all of these, sung vocals for all of these. And I'm going to throw up a few different channel strip settings on input so you can gauge the difference between them. And I'll just do one with nothing as well, just as a sort of a control.
You've got it all, but you can't break free. Just sleep right there in your frozen state. You've broken down, but it won't break me. I'm here for you. I feel for you, darling. When we tear down all these walls, just stay right here by my side. I'm never gonna let you fall. I'm never gonna let you fade away. Ooh, baby, never gonna let you fade away. You've got it all, but you can't break free. Just sleep right there in your frozen state. You've broken down, but it won't break me. I'm here for you. I feel for you, darling. When we tear down all these walls, just stay right here by my side. I'm never gonna let you fall. I'm never gonna let you fade away. Ooh, baby, never gonna let you fade away. You've got it all, but you can't break free. Just sleep right there in your frozen state. You've broken down, but it won't break me. I'm here for you. I feel for you, darling. When we tear down all these walls, just stay right here by my side. I'm never gonna let you fall. I'm never gonna let you fade away. Ooh, baby, never gonna let you fade away.
Okay, so in conclusion, there's a lot of great things to say about this interface. As always, like all Antelope products, it has great quality conversion, great sounding mic preamps, great sounding DSP and included effects. But I do have two minor issues that I want to bring up about this unit. The first is the control panel app. I wish the control panel was available as a standalone application. The way you have to do this is you have to download and install the Antelope launcher, and then you can launch the control panel for your device from that app. I feel like it would just be a better idea to just post the apps as standalone applications on the Antelope website. No need to sign in, no need to register or activate the device. You can just download the app quickly and quickly connect it for use with your device. That's a really minor thing. It's certainly not a deal breaker, but in my mind, it saves a little bit of time not having to go through an app to get to an app, if that makes any sense. My second criticism is that when I tested out this unit, I did experience some pops and clicks when using it in tandem with my iPhone 15, meaning that the audio I would stream up to the iPhone 15 on occasion had pops and clicks in it. I'm not really sure where this came from. Hey, editor Josh popping in here for just a second. So when I ran into this pops and clicks issue, again, it was only happening when I was recording with my iPhone. I was, streaming the audio up to my iPhone from the ZEN QUADRO. I let Antelope know about it, and literally within like 3 days, they had made a firmware update that fixes this issue. So it's essentially a non-issue now. It shouldn't happen as long as you're on the most recent firmware version. So if you do experience pops and clicks when streaming audio up to a mobile device, just double check and make sure you're on the most recent firmware, and that should fix the issue. Beyond those two issues, it's a fantastic audio interface for the price at $5.99 US. And if you want to learn more about the ZEN QUADRO, I'll leave links to it in the video description below. As always, thank you so much for the support. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.